Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Sunday, November 30th, 2014, around 8:33 p.m. in the evening. It was a warm day in Billerica. Highs reached the low 50s, got a lot of snow melt, and tonight's supposed to go down freezing, so there won't be too much melting. Tomorrow it's supposed to be close to 60 in some areas. Some news to report. Green Bay Packers beat the New England Patriots by the score of 26-21. And prayers to Hockey Hall of Famer Gordie Howe. He suffered a mini stroke last night. His son Mark Howe, a Hockey Hall of Famer defenseman, said that Gordie isn't walking and he's speech is limited, and it's a very long road to recovery. But if there's one man who could beat the strokes he's been suffering, is Gordie Howe. Prayers to him. Hopefully he makes a great recovery. Okay, my next and final subject of the night is the personality profile. The personality profile I'm going to talk about tonight is Phil Simms, former quarterback of the New York Giants and currently the #1 color man on the NFL on CBS telecast. Phil has been a broadcaster since he ended playing in 1993, and he's one of the best color man on NFL telecast today. He's like this generation version of John Madden. Phil was born in Springfield, Kentucky, and he grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. He played high school football as a quarterback for Southern High School in Louisville, Kentucky. And then Phil played college football as a quarterback in Morehead State. And his numbers in college weren't very impressive because Morehead State was a ball control team and he didn't get too much offense. His career stats with them were 409 pass completions out of 835 attempts, 32 touchdown passes, 45 interceptions, and 5,545 throwing yards. And Phil was a decent quarterback, and there was a few teams interested in him in the 1979 NFL draft. The San Francisco 49ers tried out Phil Simms to work out with him before the 1979 NFL draft, and the coaching staff, Bill Walsh and Sam Weiss, was very impressed with Phil Simms. In fact, they were going to draft him in the third round of the NFL draft in 1979. They were going to draft him ahead of Joe Montana. But the first round, the New York Giants selected Phil Simms with the 7th overall pick in this 1979 NFL draft. And it worked for them because for the next 15 years, Phil was the Giants quarterback. He had an awesome rookie season. In fact, he finished runner-up to the NFL Rookie of the Year honors, and he also was on the All-Rookie team for the NFL in 1979. For the next 4 years, from 1980 to 1984, Phil Simms was an inconsistent quarterback. He had bad stats. He was frequently injured. He was frequently benched. There was rumors he wanted to be traded out of New York and stuff, but he denied that and stuff like that. But by 1984, Phil Simms became a consistent starter, and he made 2 Pro Bowl teams. He was actually won the Pro Bowl MVP one year. His biggest season was 1986, where he led the New York Giants to a win in Super Bowl 21. He was voted Super Bowl MVP. He also was MVP of the National Football League from the NEA Writers Association. And Phil Simms continued to have a great career with the New York Giants. He was consistent throughout the late 80s and stuff. He led the Giants to a few playoff appearances. By 1990, Phil Simms was benched again for Jeff Hostetler, and Jeff Hostetler was the winning quarterback in Super Bowl 25, and Phil Simms got his second quarterback ring. Super Bowl ring, Hostetler was traded eventually to the Raiders, and Phil Simms got a starting quarterback job back in his late 30s. He had some decent seasons. His last season in the NFL was 1993. He made the Pro Bowl his final season, and he led the Giants to the playoffs that year. He retired after the 1993 season with these stats. He had 2,576 passing completions out of 4,647 attempts. He had 199 touchdown passes and 157 interceptions and 33,462 passing yards. And these numbers were decent, but they aren't Hall of Fame material. And Phil Simms' name comes up every single year for the preliminary list for the Pro Football Hall of Fame when they release it. But Phil Simms has never been a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame since he's been eligible in 1999. He doesn't have the stats to warrant him to become a Pro Football Hall of Famer, but maybe one of these years he could sneak on as a semifinalist and stuff like that. He was inducted to the New York Giants Ring of Honor, and in 1995, Phil Simms, number 11, was retired by the New York Giants. And Phil Simms entered broadcasting in 1994. He started his broadcasting career with ESPN. He appeared on ESPN NFL Countdown. The next year, 1995, he signed with NBC Sports to become the color man on NFL broadcast. He was the number one color man. He shared those honors with Paul McGuire and a team with play-by-play announcer Dick Enberg. And Phil worked for NBC for 3 years, calling 2 Super Bowls. He also worked for NBC as well on the 1996 Summer Olympics with the weightlifting competition as an announcer, and he was a sideline reporter for the NBA on NBC telecast. NBC lost the rights to NFL football after Super Bowl 32, and CBS signed Phil Simms to become their lead lead color man on the NFL telecast. For the first 6 seasons he was with CBS, he teamed with Greg Gumbel. From 1998 to 2003, they called 2 Super Bowls together. And since 2004, Phil Simms has been paired up with Jim Nantz. And Jim Nantz and Phil Simms have been one of the best play-by-play and color man duos in the NFL today. And every single year at Thanksgiving, they have Phil Simms All-Iron Team. Phil Simms is a great color man. He's this generation's version of John Madden. He's real popular and stuff like that. He's appeared on video games and made cameo appearances on television shows on CBS, like The Price is Right, Young and the Restless, and The Early Show and stuff like that. And Phil has a couple of sons, Chris and Michael, and they were quarterbacks as well. Chris played in the NFL for a while, and Matthew is a backup quarterback for the New York Jets. And football runs in Phil Simms' family. He's probably one of the best Giants quarterbacks of all time. And maybe one of these years he could get the Pete Rozelle Broadcasting Award for broadcasting excellence for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Like I said before, I don't think Phil Simms' stats warrant serious Hall of Fame consideration, but you never know. Maybe one of these years he could be a Hall of Famer. We'll wait and see. And that's about it on him. I'll be back tomorrow, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, with 3 more video blogs. The first video blog is the continuation series of the top 10 list of everything and everything. The one I'm going to do tomorrow will be the top 10 pro wrestlers that should have had a feud with Bob Backlund over the WWF title during Bob Backlund's title reign from 1978 through 1983 at Madison Square Garden. This is an impressive list. And also, another video blog tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the classic holiday program, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And the third and final video blog of the night tomorrow will be about one of the greatest captains in NHL history, Mark Messier. Good night, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. See you tomorrow.